A seemingly normal comment from Mike Vrabel opened up today's investigation. Every player under contract is in Foxborough. That sounds simple enough until you realize who is missing and how expensive that lost time can become for a rookie. From there, minicamp starts telling a much bigger story. There's an unexpected opportunity floating around this offense. Maye is already giving us red zone clues, and Rhamondre Stevenson sees a group that is further ahead than it was a year ago. None of this is reason for hysteria, but it is reason to take a much closer look. Subscribe to Patriots Club fans because today we're cutting through the noise and focusing on the decisions that could reshape this season. Gabe Jacas isn't just missing reps, he's missing the start of the process that builds real trust inside a new defense. Mike Vrabel revealed that the rookie underwent a procedure and reminded everyone that he remains unsigned. Both things matter, but nobody in Foxborough has clearly explained which one is keeping him away from minicamp. That's where the situation behind the scenes gets uncomfortable. Jacas was the only Patriots draft pick who entered this week without a contract, and New England did not make some small investment to get him. The Patriots sent picks 63, 131, and 202 to the Chargers to move up to number 55. When a franchise gives up 3 selections to go get a defender, it is telling the position coach that this player needs to become part of the plan early. But right now, Mike Smith is building that plan without him. The outside linebackers coach admitted that the absence hurts, even while praising Jacas's intelligence and promising to speed up the process once he finally gets there. Smith's comparison said a lot. A veteran like Harold Landry can miss time and survive because of everything he has already seen. A rookie still has to learn the terminology, adjustments, alignments, and the pace of every correction. That matters even more because Jacas wasn't drafted to be some decorative depth piece. He recorded 11 sacks and 3 forced fumbles during his final season at Illinois. Smith saw a violent, tough defender on tape who truly cares about football. That profile fits exactly what Vrabel is trying to rebuild in New England. Disciplined pressure, physical strength, and players who treat every snap like a fight. While Jacas remains out, Elijah Ponder is getting opportunities that might have been shared otherwise. That changes the temperature. Coaches can love the talent they drafted in April, but June and July reveal who can execute right now. Every missed practice gives somebody else a chance to earn trust, claim a role, and gain ground in the rotation. There is no reason to call this a crisis. There is absolutely reason to demand urgency. The contract needs to be resolved. The recovery needs to follow the medical plan, and Jacas needs to get back in the building as soon as he is cleared. Smith acknowledged that Jacas will be behind when he arrives. Training camp still gives him time to make up that ground, but somebody else has already started standing on it. The mystery may continue for a few more days in Foxborough. The competition will not wait for an answer. The name creates an immediate reaction because the first chapter ended in disappointment. Jonnu Smith is back on the market, giving the Patriots an opportunity that would have sounded unlikely only a few months ago. Revisit an old mistake without pretending it never happened. Right now, this is a potential reunion, not a deal being finalized by New England. Still, dismissing the idea only because of what happened in 2021 and 2022 would be lazy. Back then, the contract came with expectations of a leading role. The offense never consistently unlocked Jonnu's explosiveness, and his production during 2 seasons in Foxborough fell far below the investment. A second stint would need a completely different foundation. This time he would come in to complement the offense, not save it. Hunter Henry remains a reliable piece, and minicamp just showed that his connection with Maye is still strong. Jonnu could fill another role: pre-snap motion, slot alignments, quick receptions, yards after contact, and matchups against linebackers who cannot handle his acceleration. The most productive season of his career in Miami makes that possibility worth exploring. He caught 88 passes for 884 yards and 8 touchdowns. Those numbers show that Jonnu has not lost his value. He needed a system willing to put him in favorable situations. For Maye, another easy answer over the middle could reduce the need to turn every third down into a heroic play. The deciding factors behind closed doors would be money and hierarchy. If Jonnu wants star-level money or volume, New England should keep moving. If he accepts a controlled contract and a clearly defined role as a matchup weapon, the conversation changes. The past explains the caution. It should not block an updated evaluation. I would make that call. Not to recreate 2021, but to find out whether the player we saw in 2025 could help the quarterback and this offense in 2026. Sometimes correcting a decision does not mean erasing it. Sometimes it means finally using the player the right way. A non-contact practice cannot give definitive answers, but it can reveal where the coaches are applying pressure. The Patriots spent much of their nearly 2-hour session working in the red zone. That was the central clue from the day. New England is attacking the part of the field where space, precision, and trust decide close games. Drake Maye responded like he understood the assignment. He completed 19 of 22 passes and spread the ball around without leaning on just one target. He threw touchdowns to Hunter Henry and Rhamondre Stevenson during 11-on-11 work, and even delivered a no-look checkdown to Stevenson. That play probably will not dominate any headlines, but it showed a quarterback manipulating the defense before taking the safe option. Then came the connection everyone wanted to see. Maye dropped a perfect back shoulder ball to A.J. Brown with Kindle Vildor in coverage. Brown also caught a touchdown on a slant. It is June. Defenders cannot play with the same physicality they will bring into training camp, and nobody should declare this partnership complete after one practice. Still, timing does not happen by accident. That throw requires the quarterback and receiver to read the coverage at almost the same speed. That might be the most encouraging clue from inside the building. Brown is beginning to give Maye a margin for error that this offense has not always had. The window does not need to be enormous when the receiver knows how to shield the catch point with his body. That trust becomes even more valuable in the red zone, where every inch disappears fast. The movement around them also deserves attention. Demario Douglas tied for the team lead with 5 receptions. This was already the third offseason practice open to reporters where he led the team in touches. While people search for a flashier answer in the slot, Pop keeps making his case one reception at a time. If the competition ended today, he would be ahead because he knows Maye, separates quickly, and keeps showing up. Hunter Henry also received 5 targets and caught every one of them. He beat Robert Spillane on a corner route for his touchdown. That connects directly to the Jonnu Smith possibility. Any addition would need to strengthen this group, not reduce the role of a captain who remains one of Maye's trusted options. Henry provides reliability. Jonnu could add variety. On defense, Jacas' absence opened a door, and Elijah Ponder walks straight through it. Working with the starters, he recorded one of the 2 sacks that likely would have happened under game conditions. Mike Smith said he has extremely high expectations for Ponder, and noted how much the game has slowed down for him. That praise suggests this growth did not begin yesterday. The practice revealed 2 things happening at the same time. Established stars are building chemistry on offense, while less celebrated players are taking advantage of temporary openings. That is how a roster truly improves. A.J. Brown can raise the ceiling, but Douglas, Henry, Stevenson, and Ponder help support the floor. I want the Foxborough read in the comments. Which minicamp signal matters more to you? Maye's precision with his new weapons, or Ponder emerging while Jacas is away? I'm choosing the quarterback. Going 19 for 22 during a red zone heavy practice suggests this offense knows exactly where it needs to become more ruthless. Rhamondre Stevenson waited 5 seasons to talk about being rewarded without sounding like he was trying to convince himself. He reached the playoffs as a rookie, then endured years when the team's work was barely reflected in the standings. In 2025, that work finally ended with an AFC East title and a trip to the Super Bowl. When Stevenson called the experience rewarding, it sounded like relief from someone who stayed in the building throughout the ugliest part of the rebuild. The story carries even more weight because his season began with the loss of his father, Robert, at 54 years old, along with a problem that threatened to shrink his role. The ball kept coming loose. For a running back, a fumble is not just a bad statistic. It is the kind of mistake that costs snaps and eats away at a coach's trust. The trend changed after Week 5. Stevenson protected the football, the running game found consistency, and he started looking like the physical runner New England remembered. He finished the regular season with 603 rushing yards, 345 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns. It was not his highest volume season, but it might have been his most complete display of resilience. Asked what he changed entering 2026, Stevenson did not sell some dramatic reinvention. He said he was focused on staying in shape and preparing for the season. His personal trainer in Las Vegas adjusted his off-season work, but Stevenson has no intention of abandoning the identity that brought him this far. That makes sense. His ability to break tackles, catch passes, and absorb contact was never the issue. The challenge was delivering that force without handing possessions to the opponent. The situation around him has changed too. Trevion Henderson brings speed and explosiveness. Stevenson provides weight, balance, and patience. That combination prevents defenses from settling into one rhythm. With A.J. Brown demanding attention through the air, Caleb Lomu and Elijah Veritucker adding resources to the offensive line, and Drake Maye running everything, those defensive boxes may become a little less crowded. It is too early to judge running backs during practices without pads, but one Stevenson quote deserves attention. He believes the Patriots' skill position group is ahead of where it was at this point last year, particularly when it comes to reading defenses. That progress will not make headlines in June. In September, it could mean the difference between running into a prepared front and attacking open space before the defense finishes adjusting. Stevenson does not need to prove that he has become somebody else. He needs to show that the correction we saw beginning in October has carried over. If he continues protecting the football and the line creates better running lanes, his production could rise even while he shares the backfield. He should not be asked to carry the offense alone. The goal should be to unleash his controlled violence at the right moments, preserve his legs, and force opponents to deal with two running backs who inflict damage in completely different ways. Stevenson said there are no starters, backups, or defined pecking order at this stage. That humility fits June, but everyone knows how much weight he carries inside this locker room. The Patriots team that returned to winning still has players who endured the losing without running away. Now one of those pillars enters 2026 without asking for a new identity. He only needs a structure capable of getting everything possible out of the one he has always had. This minicamp is not telling a story built on certainty. It is revealing who arrived ready to earn trust. Jacas needs to recover the ground Ponder has already started claiming. Jonnu Smith represents a door that should only be opened under the right conditions. Maye and A.J. Brown are rehearsing a connection that could change entire Sundays, while Stevenson reminds us that growth can also mean preserving what already works. That is why June matters in Foxborough. Small decisions today determine who gets the ball, who pressures the quarterback, and who will be ready when games tighten up. Subscribe, hit the like button, and stay with Patriots Club fans. We'll be tracking every answer until the season begins.